I don't feel like I'm a victim of society. I don't feel because I actually walked out of my apartment. I walked out of it. Me and my girl Sheila, which me and her, we done been inside with our own apartments, and we done been outside together before too. And what happened to her was she had got ran over by a drunk driver on West Time a few years ago, maybe about 3-4 years ago, and it was like that happened to her like the morning after me and her had like a fight. You know how she was getting on my nerves. I go somewhere, so I come back to where she was laying at, and she was gone. And she was gone the next day. She didn't come back the second day. And I figured, okay, she probably had went by her sister's house, which she had went that way. And her sister showed up after the third day. Now I'm worried, because she had never been gone like that, man. And her sister came and said, Adrian, pulled up at the gas station over there. I've been staying over there like by Alabama and Fannin in that area over there, working by the cell phone store, stuff like that. So her sister drive up at the Citgo gas station over there. He said, hey, where she at? I said, I don't know. I thought she went by your house. And she was like, she did. She already knew, so. I couldn't believe it, you know what I mean? But I knew something because she had never been gone that long, so I knew it was something. She said she was dead, And so we talked for a little while. She told me what had happened and stuff. Then I seen it on the news, They gave me, like, the day, the funeral would occur and stuff like that. And she got killed like the same day that she was going to sign her lease to go into her apartment, right? And that's what me and her was like, she was the one that was on that, so. But that's what happened to her on the same day that she was going to sign the lease, She got ran over by a drunk driver. And I found out that way, and then I saw it on the news, So the next thing was the funeral, And, I knew I couldn't miss that, because I knew I wasn't a perfect mate for her. She wasn't perfect, but, yeah, you feel like it's your fault, We had a fight. She went somewhere else. I feel like I should have stayed with her. I feel like, well, if I had been with her, she wouldn't have got hit by a car, because I would have been like, baby, watch out. I would have protected her from you if I would have been there. I know that's the case. She wouldn't have got hit by a car if I wouldn't have been there. So, yeah, I felt bad, The sky's crying. Can you see the tears roll down the street? The sky's crying. Can you see the tears roll down the street? I've been looking for my baby. And I wonder, where can she be? I saw my baby early one morning. She was walking down the street. Saw my baby early one morning. She was walking down the street. You know, it hurt me so bad. Baby, my poor heart skip a beat. I got a real bad feeling. That my baby don't love me no more. I got a real bad feeling. That my baby, she don't love me no more. So I made it to the funeral. I made it there. And I barely made it there because my phone went dead. And I was going to play the guitar. So, and the song I sung was The Sky's Crying. You know, I always love that song, the music, the instrumental part of it, and but that was the appropriate song for that event, The Sky's Crying. I've been looking for my baby. I had been looking for her. I didn't know where she was, it wasn't nothing big time, but it was like impacting. It was sincere, it was like, it was a funeral, and I was so happy that I made that. Her body wasn't there. That's how traumatic the accident was. Her body wasn't there, So, I got a bad feeling. Baby don't love me no more. I got a bad feeling. Baby don't love me no more. There ain't nobody like her. Ain't nobody like her. Ain't nobody gonna, somebody might send me a few dollars sometime or write a letter every blue moon, but nobody like Sheila, I could be in hell. They could put me in hell, man. Sheila, if any kind of way she could communicate with me, if I'm in hell, man, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna be all right in hell, you hear me? I know it. after that, I got my apartment. And I thought I was going to be so happy to get off the street, you know. Everything was new. The furniture, I had everything. Everything I needed, I had it. And, but I was fucked up in there. I mean, I couldn't live in there. Because all I kept thinking about was her. Like, this is what she wanted. She supposed to be in here with me. And I let the lady friend of mine stay in there. She would pay me a little rent and stuff like that. But I was never hardly there. And one day I just left there and I never went back. Because it didn't mean nothing to me, really. And I just felt like, hey, man, you know, the world don't have nothing to offer me, really. Because they took her. She really cared. You already know that, man. I would go to jail. I would get in trouble and stuff. She was always there. I had money there every week. She always, you know, took care of me when I was down. You know, she always never let me down, never, man. So didn't nobody, you know, kick me out. Didn't nobody kick me out and put me in the street or nothing like that. It didn't mean nothing to me, you know. At that time, I couldn't even deal with it, like living in there. I had everything I needed. I had a balcony. Walk out on my balcony, I could see squirrels all in the trees and all that. But I was like so far away from that area where we was at all the time, you know. And you know, everybody was strangers. I didn't want to know none of them, you know. And so that's what happened. I just walked away from that. Born under bad sign, been down since I began to crawl. Born on the bad side. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all. Hard luck and trouble has been my only friend. I've been on my own ever since I was 10. Born on the bad side. Been down since I began to crawl. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all. I can't read. I didn't learn how to write. My whole life has been one big fight. Born on the bad side. I've been down since I began to crawl. Born on the bad side. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all. My mother was great, man. She was a musician too. She could read music and stuff like that. I remember when I was a kid, you know, she used to play the guitar. You know, she was real sensitive. I was about 6, 7 years old. And I remember one day I told her, I said, you can't play no goddamn guitar. You know, and she took it seriously. She was like, oh, yeah, I can't play. She said, you think you can play better? And I said, yeah, I couldn't play at all. I had never even touched one, you know. So she gave me the guitar. I couldn't play it. I think she slapped me or something. She did something. She inflicted some type of violence on me. I got touched up, you know. My mother did have a nervous breakdown. You know, she had a nervous breakdown, and people said, oh, she crazy and all this shit, and, you know, we being kids, you know, oh, man, that kind of, yeah, it had an impact on me, and certainly my, you know, yeah, mama crazy, you know, and stuff like that there, you know. Born on the bad side. Been down since I began to crawl. Born on the bad side. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all. My mother was actually a fabulous musician. She could play anything, you know. She could read the music, all kind of music, you know. Like we watched Hee-Haw. You know how many kids, bless you, how many black kids had to watch Hee-Haw every Sunday? You know what I'm saying? So she was trying to teach. She was trying to show us something. You know, we didn't realize it then, but diversity. You know, like I listen to all kind of music now. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have no luck at all. I started using substances with marijuana. My dad smoked. He smoked weed, and but he was, you know, he was productive. He never he wasn't like, you know, paid. You know, he did everything like right as far as I know. You know, he did shit right. You know, paid his bills. You know, and he didn't think smoking weed was. He didn't think it was like wrong. You know what I'm saying? He was totally against the crack thing. You know, he was totally against that. You know, he used to tell me, he said, "You ain't never have shit." You know, and stuff like that. For the most part, I think I agree with him. You know, I mean, I smoke what I smoke, but I got control of myself. I ain't gonna do anything to get motherfuckers. You know, it's a weakness. You know, I like to take this when I'm playing the music. You know, when I'm doing what I'm doing, I don't like just get like you know how people get like fuck it. No, it don't make me like that. It make me feel good. You know, not for long, but it make me feel good. You know, it don't make me mess up when I'm playing the guitar. It don't make me fall down, or sometimes it make me hear some shit that's not there. Or see things that's not there. I have to look at it again to make sure I'm looking at, you know, it has this like mind trips, you know, but do I think it's right or wrong? I wouldn't say that it's right or wrong. I would just say it's just some humans are susceptible to some things. Some people, you know, I don't know. I can't say my life would be better if I didn't do it. I don't know. I know you got to pay the cost to be the boss. Now, if you want to do what you want to do, well, you got to go through what you got to go through, and don't be tripping. Don't be blaming nobody. None of that. You know. So, you know, one of the things about that is it costs a lot of money. So you have to know you have to be able to make money. And if you don't make a whole lot of money, well, which I don't make a whole lot of money, but I do what I can. I work with what I can get. You know, and I don't steal shit from people to go buy my shit. You know, I work for it. You know, so you know, I play the guitar. You know, I mean, used to go out there and play the guitar, make money like that. Sell my merchandise that I go find that people, you know, throw away and stuff like that. You know, fill my basket up with all kind of shit. You know, so you either do that, do your work, or you want to do some bullshit. You gotta pay for that too. They'll lock your ass up, you know. So I was a youngster, you know. And the first few times I tried it, I wasn't really getting it anyway, because I was smoking. I was trying it with people that was already on this shit, so they wasn't really making, you know. But the first time I ever really hit it, exuberating, like wow, I know, like it's like. It's just like your mind just open up, like it makes me, stuff like that make me think, like, and like just like real deep, like it just gives me like a feeling, like, but it don't last long. That's the problem with it, especially now, you know, because when I started trying it, it was like back in like the 90s, and it was like a real deal shit, you know, and but it didn't last long back then. The first time I tried it, I spent my whole check. I was fucked up. I spent my whole check, and I was getting paid like every 2 weeks. So I had to wait 2 more weeks before I tried a chance to do it. I ain't gonna never do that no more. I ain't gonna never spend. I ain't gonna never. Got paid again. Spent the whole check again every time. Spent the whole damn check, and that was back in what, 94 or some shit like that. Spent the whole check, man. You know how? Can you imagine that? You work 2 weeks, then you got to work another whole 2 weeks before you see some. I wasn't doing no stealing or nothing. Then I had to work. But then, what had happened then though was I did start like shoplifting and all this shit kind of stuff. Then I started getting, get your money the right way so you ain't got to get in no trouble, But you're gonna pay a cost though. If you want to do this, what the fuck you want to do, and they tell you, hey, you don't do that, but you want to do it anyway because you think you can do it. You think you can overcome the obstacles that come with it. But that's all it is, You might can, But anyway, yeah, that's how I sum it up, man. I can't really say if it's right or wrong. What's right or wrong is what people do. It's not like if you drink something. If you drink something, it make you want to go out and shoot somebody or run somebody over, or like you don't give a damn about nothing. Well, you wrong. You can't blame that on that, because you got a lot of people do the same. They smoke this, they drink that, and do this and that. But you can't say that they, I don't know. Like I say, it's relative. The viewpoint that somebody might have on whether something is right or wrong. I don't know. Rock me, baby. Rock me all night long. Rock me, baby. Rock me all night long. I want you to rock me, baby. Just like my back ain't got no bone. Roll me, baby. Just like you roll a wagon wheel. Roll me, baby. Just like you roll a wagon wheel. I want you to roll me, baby. But you just don't know how good you're making me feel. I didn't really know my dad. I didn't remember, I was young, and, so you know how that stuff goes. Like my mother hiding us from him, and you know how I found him? I was a mischievous little guy, I got home from school one day, and I was going through shit, like looking through stuff. Not trying to steal, just looking through shit, like curious, like what's in here and stuff like that. And I seen a phone number, and I called it, and somebody answered the phone, and I started cursing them out. And then the man got on the phone and said, "Who is this?" I said, "It's Adrian." I said my name, right? And that's how I met him. That's how I found him. He said, "What you?" That's how I got back in contact with my dad, like that. By calling a phone number and cussing the people out on the phone, Crazy, but he came and got me. He came and got me and my brother. I want you to rock me, baby. Rock me all night long. I look up to my father more than any other figure, any other person in the world. He come first. You know, he always wanted me to play good and play right, and I still, play right. I can play, but I fool most people with. Like, my dad was like, hey, man, you playing all this lead, you playing all these solos. You can't do that through the whole song. You got to learn the rhythm, learn the chords. He always wanted me to learn how to play right, which I still don't feel like I can play right, but I can play, though. Whatever that is you're doing, woman, I want you to take your time and do it right. I learned to play the guitar whatever that is you're doing by my dad showing me what he knew. Like some chords. Take your time. And he always had some kind of band. He was always like jamming. They was always jamming, And they had a rehearsal one night at the house, and I was listening to this song. I heard this lead and this guitar. And I was playing the bass at that time. He was teaching me how to play the bass. I had been playing the bass for about some months, about 5 or 6 months. But I wanted to play the guitar though, because I liked all that. I liked all the excitement of it, And I heard something on that they was playing on this particular song that made me want to go pick this guitar up, which was Off Limits. I probably still got scars on me right now from messing with the guitar, But anyway, when I picked it up that night, he didn't stop me, I'm listening to this stuff that was coming out the speaker, and I was trying to pick it up, and my dad told me, yeah, he said, that sound like it. And that was the first time he ever okay, he ain't had no problem with me touching the guitar, And I didn't realize it then, but that was a magical moment because I never stopped. Just by him telling me that sounded like he can encourage me. I wanted to, do some of that shit I heard like Albert King, Stevie Ray. I wanted to be able to do some of that. And then you got the encouragement, you got somebody in there that would value that too, so it means something, Roll me, baby. Roll me all night long. My father had the greatest influence on me because he had a mind of his own that was unlike any other, that I ever met. Especially as a black man in the type of society that we live in. He was somebody that he believed in himself, And he didn't teach me, nothing like, well, man, he didn't teach me like nothing negative like about other races of people. Even if he had a reason to, you know, you didn't hear that type of shit growing up in my house, like white man this or them people. You didn't hear all that. All you heard was, hey, you know what I'm saying? You do the right. You know, that's all I heard. You know, I didn't hear nothing growing up in the house from my father that gave me any excuse to be less than what, you know, I have the potential of being. You know.